In every generation, there is a chosen one. But this generation seriously checked out. Anyway, the last thing Kara remembered was fighting against that cyborg-looking thing. And now she was here, talking to Percy and seeing these other guys. The last thing this guy remembered was leaving the club. The next thing he knew, he was here. Kara still didn't understand how she got here and what was happening. The last thing this guy remembers was meeting some chick from IG over on Ralph Avenue. Percy had an idea on what was happening. We're dreaming right now. You need to wake up. Go to 1958 Ralph Avenue. Kara's eyes fluttered open. She quickly sat up and glanced around. Whoa, that dream felt vivid, real vivid. Kara didn't know what was going on, but she knew she had to get over to Ralph Avenue. A quiet, tree-lined street stretched into the distance, its sidewalks shaded by tall rows of bare trees. Modest buildings stood quietly on either side. Kara had to get over here quickly, so she took a lift. Meanwhile, a group of vampiresses were watching Lovely T on YouTube. Lovely T talked about Mr. Tendernism and blaxploitation. Meanwhile, she was lining up men. Lining them up to be robbed and abducted. Kara's Slayer senses buzzed fiercely. This is it! With all her strength, Kara kicked the door off. They all jumped up, startled and shocked. Kara confidently walked in, fists clenched. I don't know what you bitches are running here, but it's over. Who wants to die first? Shut the hell up with your stinky-ass breath and awful fangs. Kara continued pummeling her opponent, knocking her into a coffee table. Here come this one with her Bantu knots. Kara wasn't scared, though. She just opened a can of whoop ass. Kara and her opponent exchanged swift attacks. She managed to drive a stake into her heart. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Upon her destruction, her clique charged at Kara. With all her power, Kara threw the stakes. The stakes landed dead set in their chests, vanquishing them. Kara drew another stake and tossed it through the air. Got her right in the back. Two opponents clash in the middle of the room. They exchange swift, precise strikes until she shoved the wooden stake into her chest. She hopped onto the computer and accessed some files. Meanwhile, across town, the street was insanely quiet. The cyborg jumped onto the internet to find the answers he sought. Dang, it's really on a quest to find a heart. Here she comes. Furious, disappointed, and upset, the information she took away from the computer was disturbing. Black men were being abducted and experimented on. Meanwhile, the nurses assigned to monitor the test subjects made light of their plight. But the jovial laughter quickly turned to shock. They jumped up from their chairs, snarling ferociously and ready to kill her. Before they could lay a hand on her, Kara began pummeling her foes. Kara began beating down on the second nurse, but she was a bit formidable. She was tough and strong. Kara landed a swift punch, but her opponent was also fast and caught Kara with some rapid attacks. Oh, hell no, she thought as she ran for her life. She jumped out the fourth-floor window. Kara sauntered confidently down the hallway. She was so mad when she saw all these men laid up waiting to be experimented on. He looks peaceful, but he needs to wake up. Concerned, Kara got on the phone.
There is some bullshit going on here. They got these guys just laid up.
What's the address? I'll drop Dime to the police. He would have called the tip line. Kara marched down the street, aggravated AF. Along her walk, she encountered this vamp with a super bad fake rub-on tan, dressed in a suit with a stupid abnormally long tie and a dumbass red hat on. She let him talk his shit, but she was tired of his rhetoric. She started going on, throwing punches and landing kicks. He was throwing punches too, but he was older. Typically, vamps get stronger with age, but this one was weak and seemed deranged. Spouting off about rapists and bombs and the price on eggs and some other insane shit. Kara moved past his punch and was careful not to fall victim to his depravity. She jammed the stake into his heart. Goodbye, chump. She moved forward, but didn't make 3 steps before another vamp in a suit jumped out of the shadows. This one went by the name of Patel, and he was coming for her, but she was ready and pummeled him with a series of kicks and punches. He seemed to be another deranged vamp, claiming to be the director of something. Kara didn't even have time to listen to his crazy ramblings. Kara and her opponent exchanged swift attacks, until she ended him